Good morning, dear children. So, today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter 7, Cube and Cube Roots. So, what is the heading of chapter 6, children? Do you remember? It was about square and square roots. So, chapter 7 was about cube and cube roots. So, can you recall what are the topics we have covered in chapter 6? We have learned about introduction of squaring. What is squaring? We have learned. Then how to find out square root and what is the symbol used for representing square root and how to find out the square root value. Different methods we have learned. What are the methods, children? So first method we have learned about repeated subtraction. Next, second method was prime factorization method. And third one, long division method, and again we have learned for long division for the decimal values also. These are the topics we have covered in chapter 6, and some properties we have learned how to find out the perfect square numbers, right? So it's like in continuation here. Cube roots. What is cube root, children? Squaring means, so 2 square. 2 square means 2 into 2. So 2 into 2, what is the value? 2 into 2, 2 2s are 4. Cube means how you will represent 2, 2 cube. 2 cube means 2 into 2 into 2. 3 times you will multiply the same number. Squaring means we will multiply the number by itself. 2 means we will multiply 2 into 2. 4 means 4 into 4. So cube root means we will multiply the same number 3 times. So 2 cube means 2 into 2 into 2. So what is the answer? 2 cube means 2 into 2, 4, right? 4 twos are 8. So 2 cube is equal to 8. So this is how we represent the cube. So here also we will learn how to find out the cube root values. Okay. So today we will just see only the introduction part of cube and cube roots. Okay. So we'll see just introduction part. Today we are not going to see detail about exercise problem. Just I'll give you a small introduction about cube and cube roots. So you can read your textbook also. Okay, children. So now let's continue the session, children. Okay, children. So before learning about cube roots, just we'll learn about Hardy Ramanujan number. So have you heard about this, children? You have heard about like magic number of Ramanujan, 1720. And have you heard about this in some quiz? You will have seen these questions. So Hardy is also a mathematician, and Ramanujan is an Indian mathematician. Okay, so one Ramanujan, he used to research about numbers. He was very interested in mathematics, and he used to solve many types of problem, and he used to experiment with the numbers. So like that he found out that 1729 is a magic number. Okay, he found out that 1729 is a magic number. So this number is known as Hardy Ramanujan number, or in some places they used to write magic number of Ramanujan. Okay, why they are calling as 1729 as a magic number? Because it is the smallest number that can be expressed as sum of two cubes in different ways. So look at here, 1729, he splitted into 1728 plus 1. Okay, so it can be written as 12 cube plus 1 cube. So 12 cube means 12 into 12 into 12. So 12 cube means, what is the meaning, children? What is the meaning? This is how we represent cube. Square means 12 square. In the place of 3, you will write 2. Cube means 3. So how you will calculate? 12 into 12 into 12. So now you just multiply and say the answer, children. First you multiply 12 into 12. You all know, right? In square root we have found out 12 square. What is the value? 12 square, what is the value, children? You all know, 144. Now 144 into 12, you'll be getting 1728. 1 cube means 1 into 1 into 1, 1. So 107, 1728 plus 1 will be getting this value, right? If you want, check it. 12 into 12 into 12. So what answer you are getting? 1728 plus 1. You'll be getting this value, right? The same way it can be represented as, we can split 1729 into 1000 plus 729. Then write the cube root for this 1000, 10 cube. Then write the cube root for 729, 9 cube. 9 into 9, 81, right? 81 into 9, you'll be getting the answer 729. So 1729 can be represented in the form of cube, 2 cubes. Okay, so it is the smallest number that can be expressed as the sum of 2 cubes in different ways. So can any other number is possible to represent like this? No, only 1729 is possible to represent. That's why he named this number as a magic number. Okay, so your activities, you have to write a 5 sentence about, just you can search in Google, who is Ramanujan? So when did he born and what did he experiment? What are his discoveries he have done in mathematics? So all these things you can just write only just 5 points enough. The same way you can write 5 points about Hardy. Who is Hardy and what he has contributed for mathematics. So we can just check it. So here for Ramanujan, he found out a magic number, right? Why? Because he always used to experiment with numbers. He want to try, he want to do something with numbers. So like that, he found out like 1729 is a magic number. Okay. So this is just a small introduction. Before going to the chapter, just you want to know what is a magic number or what is a Ramanujan number, you have to know, because these questions you will get in your some mathematical quiz in your competitive exams. They used to ask this. Okay, children. Now let's come to the point. So what is cube, children? You had this name cube. You have studied this in geometry, right? How you know to draw cube? I think all are familiar, right? How you will draw a cube? You will draw a cube like this, right? You can also draw with me, children. Okay, this is how you will draw cube in geometry, right? So cube is a solid figure and all sides are equal, right? Cube is a solid figure and all the sides are equal. Okay, the word cube we are using in geometry, right? So the word cube is used in geometry, and cube is a solid figure and it has all sides are equal. All the sides are equal. And cube is a three-dimensional figure bounded by six square faces. So cube is you have learned about two-dimensional figures, three-dimensional figures. So you know what is two-dimensional figure and three-dimensional figure, right? So here cube is a three-dimensional figure and it has six square faces. Can you say a real example, a real-time example of a cube? Just think and say. You can see some object in your home, right? Find out and write it down. That is also an activity. Write any three, okay, just any three object that represents cube. In your house it is there, right? You can just look around and you can write any three objects that represents cube, that looks like cube. Okay, so one example is dice. Have you seen that snake and ladder dice? It is a cube, right? So like that you can write some examples. Okay, so what we have learned about Hardy Ramanujan number or a magic number, and we have learned about cube. What is cube, right? Now, next topic is, so what is cube, children? What is square? When you multiply a number, just come to the chapter. You have heard about cube in geometry. Now in this chapter you are going to learn about cube and cube roots. So square and square root means, squaring means what? When you multiply a number by itself. For example, 4 square means, what is the meaning? 4 into 4. Now cube, how you will represent? You will represent like this. 1 cube means, what is the meaning? 1 into 1 into 1. Okay. When we multiply a number three times with itself, we call it as a cube of that number. So 8 cube means we'll multiply 8 three times. We will not multiply 8 into 3. Like that we will never multiply. 8 cube means 8 into 8 into 8. We will multiply 8 3 times. Okay, is it clear? So let us calculate the cube of first 10 numbers. Okay, we are just writing the cube of first 10 numbers. So you can by heart this answer, because when you do a problem, if for example 6 cube, you don't want to multiply 6 into 6, 6 6 are 12, then again, sorry, 6 into 6, 6 6 are 36, then in 36 into 6, like that. You don't want to multiply, just 1 to 10, you just keep in mind, just by heart this cube root. It is easy when you do the calculation. So 1 cube, what is the value? 1. 2 cube, 2 into 2 into 2, 8. 3 cube, 27. 4 cube, 64. 5 cube, 125. 6 cube, 216. 7 cube, 343. 8 cube, 512. 9 cube, 729. And 10 cube, 1000. So these are only 10 perfect cubes between 1 to 1000. So look at here. This is 1 and this is 1000. So 1 to 1000, only these numbers, only 10 perfect cubes we have. Only 10 perfect cubes. What are the numbers in between 1 to 1000? 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512 and 729. So you know how to find out the value for cube, right? For example, if I am writing 11 cube, how you will calculate? 11 into 11 into 11, and you will multiply and write down the answer. Okay, this is how we'll represent the cubes. So this is just introduction of cube. Now you know how to write a cube and how to calculate. Now the next topic is perfect cubes. Perfect cubes. A number n. You take a number n. So I'm not mentioning a number, just we'll take it a common n. Is a perfect cube if n is equal to m cube. For example, okay, I'm writing n is equal to 8. I'm writing n is equal to 8. So I can say n is a perfect square if n is equal to m cube. That means 8 should be I should write 8 in the form of cubes. How? 2 cube, right? 2 into 2, 4. 4 2s are 8. So if n is one number and that number can be represented in cube, then we can say 8 is a perfect square or n is a perfect square. Understood, children? And m should be an integer. M is an where m is an integer. Is it clear now? So perfect cube means, for example, perfect square. Just compare this chapter 6 and chapter 7. Perfect square means what? We can represent a number in square. For example, 4. Whether 4 is a perfect square? Whether 4 is a perfect square? Yes, we can represent it as 2 square. 2 2s are 4. Whether 8 is a perfect square? Whether 8 is a perfect square? No, 8 is not a perfect square, but 8 is a perfect cube because 8 can be represented in the form of 2 cube. Understood the difference now? So what is perfect square? You know. The same concept only for perfect cube. If we are able to represent the number in cube. For example, 27 can be represented as 3 cube. So 125. So I am taking n is equal to 125. Whether 125 is a perfect cube, whether perfect cube, okay. Yes, because 125 can be represented as 5 cube. If I cannot take n is equal to 25, whether 25 is a perfect cube? No, because 25 is a perfect square. 5 square. 5 5s are 25. So this is perfect square and this is perfect cube. Now, have you understood about perfect cube? So if we are able to represent in the form of cube, then it is a perfect cube. For example, just see one example, children. Here I have given some examples. 6 cube, 216. So 216 is a perfect cube. 27 is a perfect cube. 8 is a perfect cube. Okay. Example, in a bag, the number of apples. You take your bag, okay? Take as your example your bag, okay? In your bag, the number of apples is a perfect cube. So I have kept some apples in your bag, okay? I have kept some apples in your bag, and I am saying the number of apples in your bag is a perfect cube. I am saying that the number of apples I kept in your bag is a perfect cube. You are asking, ma'am, how many apples you kept in my bag? You are asking to me. But I'm not giving you the exact answer, okay? But I'm saying the number of apples in your bag is a perfect cube. So now it is like a cube. You want to find out, okay? Perfect cube of the number of apples drawn from it. So I have kept some apples in your bag, and you're asking me, ma'am, how many apples are there in my bag? And I'm saying the number of apples is a perfect cube of the number of apples drawn from it. If three apples are drawn, how many apples were there in a bag? So, can you understand this question? So, I have kept some apples in your bag, and you're asking how many apples are there, and I'm saying if I take three apples, okay, from your bag, and I'm representing that three apples in three cube. That means if I take three apples three times from your bag, if I take three apples three times from your bag, that is then that is perfect cube. Three apples, number of apples is a perfect cube of a number of apples drawn from it. Means I'm taking three apples, right? The three apples I'm representing in three cube. That means I'm taking three apples three times. So I'm taking one apple, two apple, three apple. One time I have taken. Again I'm taking second time because it is represented perfect cube. Three apples, perfect cube means three times I'll be taking, right? One, two, three. Second time I have taken three apples, and third time also I have taken three apples. So calculate it. 3 into 3 into 3. So 3 threes are 9. 9 threes are 27. 27 apples. So the total number of apples in your bag is 27. Is it clear, children? I have kept some apples in your bag, and I'm saying the answer 27. I'm saying the answer in the form of cubes. You have to find out. I'm taking three apples. Drawn means what? Taking. Okay, I'm taking three apples three times from your bag. That is, the number of apples is a perfect cube of a number of apples drawn from it. So, if three apples are drawn, the meaning is three apples I'm taking from your bag three times. So what is the number of apples you have? So 3 times means 3 into 3 into 3. Multiply and write down the answer. Okay. When you, the calculation is very simple. Right? When you read this question, you think, okay, it is something very twisted. Just read it. Perfect cube means 3 times you have to multiply. So how many times? So 3 times you are taking the apple. So what is the number of apples is taking? 3. So we can represent using the cube rule. 3 cube is equal to 27. Okay. Next one. Know more about cubes. You're going to learn more about cubes. Cubes of even number are always even number. So like a property what we have learned in chapter 6. The cubes of even numbers are always even numbers. Okay. Cubes of odd numbers are always odd numbers. So here some example for odd numbers are given. 11. So 11 into 11. What is the answer you are getting? 1331. So this is also an odd number. The number ends in 1, odd, 7, odd, 5, odd, 3, odd, 9, odd. So it is easy. This is how we will find out the odd numbers, right? So when you multiply the even odd numbers, you'll get odd numbers. When you multiply the even numbers, you'll get even numbers. Cube of even numbers are always even numbers, and cube of odd numbers are always odd numbers. If you want, you can just take it for few odd numbers and even numbers. Okay. We can check it for few odd numbers and even numbers. So this just these points you can keep in your mind when you do the calculation part. Maybe this we can apply it there and find out the answers easily. Okay. This all about introduction of cube. Some small tips and about cube roots. An introduction part about cubes. So when you do the exercise problems, it will be more clear. Okay. Now before going to the exercise problem, you want to know about what is this chapter, right? So today we'll see only the introduction part about the chapter. Next one, things to remember. So these are all the tips, okay, children. These tips you have to keep in mind because these things we will apply in the problem. When you start our exercise problem, we'll be using all these tips. Okay, things to remember. Okay, ones digit of a number. For example, take one number 20. So the ones digit of this number is 0, right? So ones digit of a number 0. Then what will be the cube? One digit of the cube of a number. So 20 into 20 cube. Okay. This is a number. I'm writing 20 cube. And here in this 20, what is the digit in the ones place? 0. So they are saying 20 into 20 into 20, you'll get an answer. So the cube of that number also, ones place it will be 0. So can we check it? Okay, 20 into 20 into 20. So 20 into 20, what is answer? 400, right? 20 into 20, 400. 400 into 20, check it. You're getting the answer 8,000, right? 20 into 20 into 20, you're getting the answer 8,000, right? So here in the ones place, the number is 0. The digit is 0. So like that, if a number ends in 1, if a number ends in 1, the cube root number also ends in 1. If a number ends in 4, cube root also ends in 4. If a number ends in 5, the cube root also ends in 5. If a number ends in 6, the cube root also ends in 6. If a number ends in 9, the cube root also ends in 9. Now check it. If a number ends in 2, so here you check it. There is a changes. If a number ends in 2, 1, 0 means 0. 1 means 1. 4 means 4. 5 means 5. 6 means 6. 9 means 9. So same. The number ends in all these numbers, the same number only in the ones place. But for 2, the number ends in 8. The number ends in 8. If you want, we can check it. We can take 12 cube. So 12 cube, what is the answer, children? Check it. Whether the number ends in 8 or not, you just check it. 12 cube. 12 into 12, you all know 144, right? So 144 into 12, 144 into 12, you'll be getting the answer 1728. So here the ones place ends in 8. Okay, like that you check it for 3. If a number ends in 3, the ones place is 7. 7 means opposite 3. And 8 means 2. So for this 3, 2, 3, 7, 8, you can check it. Like this, you can check with any one number. Okay, so this is things to remember. You just keep this in mind. It will be useful for the calculation part. Okay, now example. Find the ones digit of the cube of the number. So here find the ones digit of the cube of a number. 1345. Here the number ends in 5. So the cube root also ends in 5, right? Look at here. 5 means 5. 1 means 1. 2 means 8. Just now we have seen. 8 means 2. Look at here. 5, 1, 8, 2. If you want, you can check here. This table, you can check it. Okay, so if you keep this table in mind, you want to do the calculation, right? Otherwise, you want to check it by multiplying. You want to check it. So it is better to keep these things in mind easily without doing any calculation. I have written this answer, right? So just go through this points. Now the next topic. Okay, the next heading is cube roots. So finding the square root, okay, just recall about chapter 6 square root, okay. Finding the square root, as you know, it is the inverse operation of squaring. Do you remember this point? Square root is the inverse operation of squaring. Do you remember? The same way cube root also inverse operation of cube. Here cube root is inverse operation of cube, the same way. Okay, so what we have learned in chapter 6 square root, the same here, but here calculation part only little different. Squaring means there is different concept and different way of calculation to find the square root. A cube root, we are also using different methods. So here also there is we use prime factorization method for finding the cube root, and we have seen some uh, things to remember, right? In that some concept I have given, right? Based on that also here we will calculate the cube roots. Okay, so here only two methods we will be learning. One prime factorization method and another one cube root of a cube number. So only two methods we will be learning here. Okay, so here also the cube root is the inverse operation of cube. Their square root is the inverse operation of squaring. Here cube root is the inverse operation of cube. For example, take 2 cube. What is the value of 2 cube? 2 into 2 into 2. What is the answer? 8. Right? So we can say that cube root of 8. So cube root of 8 we can say it is 2. Because for square root of 4, what is the value? Square root of 4, answer is 2. The same way for cube root. Cube root, what is the symbol? This is a symbol we are using to represent the cube root. This is a symbol we are using to represent the cube root. Square root, how you will represent? By using this symbol, right? Cube root means here you will be writing 1 3 also. Okay, so what is the answer for cube root of 8? Answer is 2, because 2 into 2 into 2 is 2, right? There cube square root of 4 means 2, because 2 into 2 4. Cube root of 8 means 2 into 2 into 2. We will multiply 2 3 times. Okay, so this is how, this is a symbol. Keep in mind, this is a symbol we are using to represent the cube root. Don't confuse with the square root and cube root. Square root, just we will write only the symbol. For cube root, we will mention here 1 3. So if you see like this a symbol, what is the meaning? It is a cube root. Okay, so in the next class I'll be teaching you the prime factorization method and the cube root of a cube number. Okay, this chapter is very small, only two methods are there to calculate the cube roots. Okay, so we have seen the introduction part of overall about this chapter 7 cube and cube roots. So the next class we'll see all the exercise problem related to the topics what we have learned today. Is it clear, children? So just recall what are the things we have learned today in this chapter. We have learned about Hardy-Ramanujan number, and what is an activity I have given to you. Just Google it about Ramanujan and write 5 points, and Google about Hardy also. He is also a mathematician, so write a 5 points about it. Okay. Then we have learned about introduction of cube. What is a cube? Then some points related to cube. It is geometrical shape, solid shape, and then we came to the chapter how to represent the cube. Then we have learned about things to remember. What are that? If a number ends in 0, the cube also ends in 0. We have seen some points related to that. Then we have learned about if a cube of a even number is a even number. Cube of a odd number is also a odd number. We have seen that one. Then we have seen cube, perfect cube. What is a perfect cube? We have learned about a perfect cube, and 1 to 1000 there are 10 perfect cubes. We have learned about that numbers. Next we have learned about cube roots. What is the symbol used for cube roots? And what cube root is an inverse operation of cube. So in the next class we'll see the exercise problem. Okay, children. So please read your textbook. Don't forget, please read your textbook and you can go through the exercise or example problems. Okay. Thank you, children. Have a nice day. And don't forget to read your textbook. So, chapter 7, Cube and Cube Roots. Just please go through the textbook and read it. And just you can underline the important points what I taught today. Okay, children. See you in the next session. Bye bye.